We're live, Paige. You brought a little cute dog today. We are so thrilled that you're here today with us.
I'm excited.
The Instasize podcast. Who would have thought?
Not me. I've never done a podcast. So.
Well, hey, we're so excited that you're here today.
Thank
and
you.
We just love you and your content, and
You're
are just
so nice.
thrilled that you're here.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So, Paige Armenta.
Yes.
You said that Armenta is like your middle name.
Mm-hmm.
Where does Armenta come from?
So Armenta is a family name. It's my 4th great grandmother. She was a Crow Indian, and so her name was Armenta Crow. And I just thought it was so unique, and I had never heard it before, and I'm like, I don't need to make up some name. My name's already cool.
Yeah.
So I just, Paige Armenta.
That's so cool. And you have really become like an icon, I know, here in Utah,
gosh.
but also just across the United States. I feel like you're amazing.
Crazy. That's crazy. No, maybe one day.
Well, you're there in my book, girl.
Thank you.
So tell me how you got started doing this Instagram thing.
So years ago, I started this page. I've always been interested in fashion. I went and did my bachelor's in LA when I was 21. I went to FITM, so it's a fashion school. But I really didn't, they don't really teach you like styling, and I kind of just did like a lot of art classes, so like hand drafting classes, because I thought I wanted to be in like the retail space doing design there. But I always had an interest in fashion. And so I started this little page just to like have an outlet. I moved to LA and tried to get into fashion styling. So I worked for a fashion stylist for a year. And after that, I just realized that I kind of just liked styling myself. And so I didn't take Instagram seriously, and I'm like kicking myself for not taking it seriously, because now these days it's just really hard to grow, and it's just oversaturated with a lot of fashion accounts and whatnot. But when I moved back to Utah about a year and a half ago, I decided I wanted to like step up my creativity and put more thought into where my content was going, and that's how I got to where I am today.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story, going from this fashion world to like, man, you're now this influencer.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah.
So cool. So how, when you're thinking about these shoots, how do you start? What is the process? How does the magic happen?
So it's kind of all over the place. I wish there was like one specific process, but some days the photographer and I will just get in the car and go. And I'll have outfits and we'll drive around and we're like, oh, that building's cool. Or like, oh, this food place is really cool. Like, what do they have that we can like toss or eat or whatever? But then other times I'll have an idea, and to execute it, it takes a lot of time. And like recently, like my cookie post that I posted on my birthday, I was on Pinterest and I was going through a bunch of like editorial food photos. So where I get my inspiration is like Pinterest, books, magazines, outside, friends' houses. So like I'm always looking and like taking notes on like what's cool. But my cookie post, it took a lot of back and forth with the photographer. I baked a lot of cookies. I bought some crumble cookies, and then to kind of just like set it up in the right way. So depending on like what I'm going for, somehow it always ends up working, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just depends, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
And can you think of a time like you like went to all this work and it didn't work out? What was one of those shoots?
100%. It was over the holidays, and I had, and this never happens, I had like 3 sponsored posts that I needed to shoot for. And I had all of these like, so I thought, really good ideas. And Rachel and I were so excited. And we spent like hours prepping. We like wrapped presents. We made all these like sugar cookies, bought a bunch of props, and literally nothing worked. And we had, it gets dark earlier when it's in the winter. So we had like 2 hours, and we wasted like a full hour and didn't get one thing. So then we just decided what we do best is like going out and just driving around. We ended up at like an ice skating rink and like these random places downtown. So yeah.
Wow. So it's really like makeshift sometimes. Like sometimes it works, sometimes the plan doesn't.
And if it doesn't, you just gotta, I don't know, be quick on your toes and figure it out, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think one of the things that I know we admire about you is that you've been able to capitalize on, this hashtag toss it like page, or is it toss it like page?
Yeah.
Yes, and we have loved that, and I was actually looking just before we came today, at all the pictures, and there's been so many people that do toss it like page.
It's been so fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would like catch on.
Really?
But yeah, I love it. I think that when I first like started taking it seriously, I'm like, how can I make myself different? And all of my content that got the most engagement was when I was like moving, or my hair was moving, or something was moving. And so I'm like, I think I'm gonna make that my thing. And obviously I can't do it every picture, but it's been really fun and like a really good challenge, I think, for myself and for photographers, you know, because that's hard to capture too. So yeah, I just thought like to challenge not only myself but everyone else to do it too, and it's been kind of fun.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I was so inspired by it, and so I was wondering if you could maybe teach me to toss it like page.
Let's do it. What are we tossing?
Let's do it. I don't know. We can do my hair.
Okay.
I love the hair flip. That's my favorite part.
Let's do it.
Let's try to like toss it like page. So teach me how, when you're doing a shoot, how do you do this? So.
Okay, I'll have to take this off.
Perfect. Oh yes.
Okay.
Love.
So you flip your hair to one side.
Okay.
And people always ask how to keep like your face normal.
Yeah, seriously.
So you just stare into the camera. I'm like a serious face.
Okay.
Always. I don't really like to smile in photos. You can smile if you want.
Okay.
But you just stare into the camera and keep your straight face. And then on the count of 3, you literally just toss your head, but keep staring at the camera and keep your face as straight as you can.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
I feel like that was good. I feel like I'm really like getting my toss down. Let's see. Like, you can tell me how this is. Okay. Here we go. Getting my hair all like
yes.
Got the stoic.
Yes.
Blue
kind of stare into the camera.
Love it. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go.
Well, yes,
was that
exactly.
pretty good?
That was perfect. That was perfect. I love it.
Like I am literally, I'm learning the tricks of the trade here.
Yes.
You know, I need to know how I can toss a like page so that I can, you know.
Now you know.
Hopefully someday be a little more like you. Of course. So cool that you've been able to like get people to use that hashtag. You didn't think that was gonna be a thing.
No.
So cool.
Maybe one day it'll be like, I don't know, maybe a bigger thing. But
it's
as of
amazing.
now, it's fun.
That's really, really cool. So tell me a little bit more about your inspiration. You talked a little bit about like what made you decide to move to like this movement type of photography. But what else inspires your Instagram feed?
So I try and take like everyday things and see how I can make them or turn them into something like really cool or editorial. So like as far as like getting ready in a mirror, or like brushing my teeth, or laying in my bed doing something on the computer, I try and think about how I can take like that little tiny basic thing to like the next level.
Yeah.
So I'll start there. If I'm trying to like go crazy out of this world, I get on Pinterest, or literally talking to like other creators and bouncing ideas off of each other has been very helpful too. But like I said earlier, I literally everywhere I go, whether it's like here in Utah traveling, like anyone's homes, I'm always looking around me and trying to think like, oh, that would be cool. This outfit would be cool there. Like that's literally how my brain works. I'm always thinking about what could be like the next cool thing to create.
So cool. Oh,
yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
And you can
So
tell you're so good at it because your feed is
nice.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
So,
it's come a
so
long
beautiful.
way.
Oh, it's amazing.
So.
And one of the things I'm so inspired by, and I know a lot of your followers, like as we were talking before, are so inspired by your behind the scenes.
Oh, yes.
I love that. So why did you decide to do that?
So that's kind of like a recent thing too. I used to just post them on my stories, but I'm trying to remember to post them on my feed. I think because I felt like when you look at a picture, you don't really see, obviously there's like a human in it or whatever, but you don't see like personality. It's just like one split second of time. And I think that my feed, I come off as like very, maybe to most people, from what I've heard. I don't know. Some people are like, no way. But I come off as like a very serious, a moody person unless you like read my captions or watch my story. You don't really like know me. And so I felt like the behind the scenes brings in like the real human. And it's like, yeah, this picture is gorgeous, but you should actually see like how it's being taken. And like I am laughing and we are having fun and we are getting crazy and weird. And I think that people are able to connect with you more instead of just looking at a photo and being like, that's pretty, but I could probably never capture that picture.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to like share all my secrets or like how I do things. But at the end of the day, like I just want to inspire people. And if they try it, cool. Like there's always going to be someone better than me. And I'm just here to make cool stuff, and if people want to try it too, like that's awesome too.
So cool. And I think that it's really powerful too, like the comparing side of Instagram
it's
can get
so hard.
so real, right?
It's so hard.
So how do you, I mean, your job is literally on Instagram. So how do you keep your self-confidence without, comparing yourself and being down on yourself?
Let me tell you, it is a battle. And if anyone is struggling with this, let me tell you, make friends who are also in the industry, because that's been so helpful, because they understand. Like if I were to go to one of my other friends who doesn't do what I do, it's kind of just like, you're being petty. Like it's Instagram, who cares? But like when it's your job, like those things do matter. And when people are either like rude or copying without giving credit, or even if someone you think is like better than you, like it's really, really hard. And I have to have talks with myself like weekly, being like, no, listen, you are good at what you do. Like I said, there's always someone better. Like just be inspired by these people. And if someone is looking at someone's feed is making you feel bad about yourself, then just unfollow them. Like that's what I've had to do, sadly. But like I don't think that blaming anyone else for like my low self-esteem is the way to go.
Wow.
And I mean, I've done it before and I'm like, no, that's just sick and wrong. So it really is like an everyday battle, if we're being honest.
Wow.
And, yeah.
I can't even imagine. And I feel like you've done such a good job. Like you seem confident, and you've done this amazing job with your feed, and you've broke through the noise. I really do think you have.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
So it's amazing. And so I guess my other question for you would be dealing with negativity online. Mm-hmm. So there has been so much online bullying.
Yes.
There's been, even these people that you think are untouchable. Like, for example, Taylor Swift has deactivated the ability to even have comments because of that same reason. So I'm just curious, like, how do you deal with this negativity online?
I've lucked out in the sense of like my followers or people who view my stuff have been very kind. I have had it's a roller coaster, but I have had times where people aren't nice and don't say very nice things. And what I do is I screenshot, because like me, I want to react and be like, you don't know me, like you're hiding behind a screen, you would never say this to my face. But like lashing back is like what they want, I feel like. Yeah. And they want to bring you down. And I think that people who do that maybe are in a hard place or jealous or want to be, I don't know. I just feel like, so what I do, let me just get back to that. What I do is I'll screenshot it. I won't respond. And I'll send it to like my friends and be like, oh, this is so mean, and like take it out on and express how I'm feeling to like my friends and family. And then I'll go back and either just not respond or be like, oh yeah, sorry you feel that way, or like, haha, yep, just trying my best, or trying to like leave a positive comment. But like I said, I've lucked out, and I'm really nervous for that day of where eventually I do have haters. I don't think it's ever easy. Yeah. And I have a lot of friends in the industry that like we have like DMs together and stuff, and it's hard. Like it gets people down. Yeah. Like everyone's human. Totally. Everyone's trying. And I think that those on the outside who aren't doing this as their job, like I said, don't see it and don't see how hard it is and how hard people work. There's kind of like the stigma around like influencers and creators, which is so unfortunate, because like those who are actually like creating cool images and not just like mirror selfies and stuff, I feel like nowadays the whole Instagram world has gone to a whole new level of like creativity. Yeah. And so I don't know. I just think that I don't think it's ever easy.
No.
And I think that you just, my advice is to be not to like snap back, because that just is never helpful.
It's never helpful.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, like you said, people are hiding behind these screens
Yeah.
and they don't even know you. Like
Yeah.
they don't, you're creating this beautiful content and that's all they know, right?
Yeah.
And whether they like it or not, that's their thing,
Yeah.
So.
And if they don't, I'm like, if you don't like it, sometimes I've said like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like if you don't like my stuff, like just please just unfollow me, because I don't want like the negativity.
Yeah.
Because then when people see that, then they feel like they have to defend, and it just turns into this huge thing, and it's like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I just want a cool, fun space.
Yeah. Where
And
I can
if you don't want that, then maybe just
hit the road.
Yeah. Kick rocks,
I love that. So cool that you've been able to stay positive. And you were just telling me before we started that you quit your job a month ago. So tell us about that. Tell us about what you were doing before and what you're doing now.
So I was doing influencer marketing. In LA, I was doing it for a bigger corporation, and then I moved back here and was doing it for a startup. And so it's been really cool to see and have the knowledge of like influencer marketing on a brand agency side, and then coming and doing it on like the influencer side. So I was doing that for 5-6 years, and then I figured that I was putting a lot of my time and thought into someone else's brand, which is fine, but the closer it got to me quitting my job like a month ago, I was like, what if I just put all of my thought and all of my efforts into my own brand? How, like, I feel like it could just be so much better, because I only had like 2 hours on a Saturday to like actually execute what I wanted to execute. So I obviously am like in a place where I don't have a family to take care of. I only have myself to take care of. So I was just like, let's do it and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I get another job somewhere. But I finally took the leap. It literally took me like 6 months. I had talked about it for 6 months straight, being like, I feel like I should just do my own thing. I'm just going to do it. And then finally I was like, I just got to do it.
Yeah.
So.
And what pushed you over the edge? Was it just like, okay?
I think just like being in an office, and like I started to feel like this negative feeling towards like the full-time work that I was doing, and I'm like, that's not good. That's not good for me. It's not good for the brand. And I always, every day I'm like, I could be doing this. Like, I'm wasting my time. And so I think I had multiple conversations with some family members, and that kind of was like the push I needed, like the support, like just do it. Yeah. You'll be fine. Like, it's sink or swim. And from past experiences, like when it comes to that, I'm like, all right, baby, I'm gonna swim. So we'll see. I don't know. It's only been a month, so we'll see. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I feel like you've done, like in the past month even, you've done amazing things.
Thank you.
And now you're on this show. So that's cool. Just climbing up that ladder. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. What do you like when you're in like a creative funk?
Oh my gosh.
What do you
do?
What do you do to get out? Like, how do you get those juices flowing?
I think what's best for me is if I just kind of take a breather. Obviously I feel like I post 6 days a week.
Okay.
And I try and have enough content for like 2 weeks, so I'm not stressing about that. But as far as like a creative funk, so I'll have those to post, but when I'm like, I don't know what to do next, like I feel like I just need a breather and I need a break, and like I'm on my phone all day. So even if it's like, this sounds so basic, but like going for like a run or like a workout, if I can't, my one thing that I love to do that really helps me is to travel, but obviously I can't do that every week or every weekend. And also just like talking with people around me and who are in the creative space, and just kind of getting that boost of like, no, you got this. Like, you're creative, you're in your own head. But I think just like stepping away, even if it's for like 24 hours. And I don't post, I try not to post on Sunday. So it's either Saturday or Sunday, but mainly Sunday. So I can have that day to like just not have to deal with anything social media. And obviously I'll get on here and there to like comment back and like respond to DMs and stuff, but like as far as like brainstorming creatives or like planning for the next week, like I just try and have one day as like a breather.
So cool.
And it doesn't always help. Like sometimes I'm in this funk for like a couple weeks and I'll still go shoot and hope that like once I'm in that shoot, it just goes really well. And then like, I'm like, oh, this is cool. So, but yeah, I think everyone needs a breather.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Just like recharging that battery.
Yeah.
That's so great. And so what would it, there's so many people, like you said, trying to do this. They're trying to be like you, right? They're trying to be this influencer. What advice would you give to someone that's aspiring to be an influencer?
I would give them the advice that I give myself, honestly. If you are passionate about something, and it's not driven by money. So I get DMs quite often being like, I want to be an Instagram influencer. I want to make money off Instagram. Money. And in my head, I'm like, that is not the way to like start. I feel like if you are just driven by money, it's not going to last and your content's not going to be good. You can tell those creators who are like very passionate and very creative, and then the money comes. So I would say, one, find what you're passionate about. And if Instagram is not passionate, but like you just want to do it to make money or to just be like Instagram famous, then I say you probably shouldn't do it. But if you are passionate about photography or fashion or literally anything, creating something cool within like a specific vertical, go for it and like try your hardest not to compare yourself, and just remind yourself that you are just as creative as someone who has 1 million followers. They just got in early, or they had this one big hit and someone helped them out. They know a YouTuber, whatever. But I would say just like keep on going and keep creating. And if you are focused on like your work, then eventually you're going to get to where you need to be. And if that's not like big on Instagram, you're going to find something else that comes in the way, and that's going to be like your next step.
So cool. Yeah. I think that's such a healthy perspective to have, right? Because in this, it seems like it can get so fake and so like drudgery-ish, and just like every day you're just trying to like make it through.
Yes.
So that's incredible that you have that amazing perspective.
Thank you.
And I guess my other question I have for you is what, you see this post on Instagram. How long does it take for you to like, from the beginning of like, this is what we're going to do, to the actual final edited post? Like, how long is the process usually?
I want to say when it comes to like my images that I like are super thought out, like the cookie one, for example, it's so hard. That one, probably from like the time I thought of it to prep and execution, shooting and editing, I want to say like a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is not just...
Because I'm just like really picky. Also, it was like a birthday post, so I was like, this has to be perfect. But usually it's like maybe a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from conception to like all like the actual production of it is like,
unless we're like, let's just get in the car and go, then depending on how fast like Rachel or whoever's shooting it can edit it, then it's usually like she's busy, so like a week, I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is long. Like it is not what people think. It's not just a shot and then, okay, I'm gonna
put my filter on, there's some amazing people who like get this content by themselves. Like one of my friends, Kylie, she uses a tripod for a lot of her stuff.
Oh wow.
And that is like pure talent, and I'm gonna work on it, so like I'm not always relying on someone else. But when it comes to like my movement stuff and like tossing it and all of that, I can't get that myself. And so unfortunately I have to rely on other people to get that, but it's been awesome too because I met cool people. But as far as if I were taking it myself, I could probably do it within like 24 hours or something. Wow. But when it comes to using a photographer or someone else, then
it delays it a little bit longer.
Yeah, it takes a week or so.
Wow.
So that's why I always like cram in content, or like we'll shoot 4 or 5 outfits in one shoot, so then I have content to use, because it takes a long time for the next shoot to happen. And
that totally makes sense. So you need to like,
I need to stock
ramp it up.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So Paige, what does it mean to you to be like a social creative or a social creator?
To me personally, I think it means I want to challenge myself, take risks, and think out of the box. So when I see something so simple, I'm like, how can I take that to the next level or use it in a way that it's never been used before? So I think mainly for me, like, and for everyone, like, take risks, be weird, because that's the kind of stuff that's like really cool and unique. That's what I think.
I love that. No, I think that's, and I like that you said in the beginning even too, you said taking something so simple and taking it to the next level is creativity to the T. I love that. And then last question here, and we'll wrap up. Okay. And we're so grateful that you came here today. Yay. So happy that you're here. What's next for Paige Armenta? What's next?
So I am not sure, but what I would love, I want to take my creativity to the next level, incorporate videos. I want people to get to know me more as like a human and not just like this girl behind a photo. So I think video is the way to do that, whether it's like behind the scenes, or it's like a hair tutorial, or it's like just fun clips of like a vacation I went on, or just another way for me to be creative. And also, I think what I would just love more than anything in this world is to work with brands who give back. And like I was saying earlier, like at this point in time, like I can't be like super picky, but growing up, our family was like all about like the we do a lot of like service projects internationally, and I think that's also helped me as a human, like my perspective on life. And I would love to bring that into my content somehow. And obviously right now, like my page is very like fashion focused, but I want to turn it into this lifestyle type of vibe, but still keep my like editorial, like moody vibe that I have going on. But I want to like give back and make my page something more than just pretty pictures.
Love it. I love that. And giving back, and not only your captions are hilarious and your pictures are so fun. Everything about your feed I feel like is already giving joy to so many.
Thank you.
I love that that's your vision. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
We've just loved
so
having
fun.
you.
You guys are the best.
Oh, thank you. Well,
it was so fun.
Instasize is so happy to just like host you on this podcast.
Thank you.
So glad you could come. And that is all from our podcast, guys. We'll see you later, Paige. Woo! We're gonna do some like tosses for the camera. Do a toss it like Paige to finish. Woo!